Welcome to the R&B Only show. Please note that the opinions expressed here belong solely to the hosts and guests, not to Colors Worldwide Inc., our affiliates, or sponsors. The content is provided as is for entertainment and information purposes only, without any guarantees of accuracy or completeness. Colors Worldwide Inc. is not liable for any errors or omissions, nor does mentioning products or services imply endorsement. This disclaimer is subject to change, and we encourage our audience to stay updated.
Please help me in welcoming BB. How you doing?
What's up? I'm doing good.
Thinking about writing for yourself. What does that studio session look like?
Chaos and calamity, Jesus. Chaos and a mess, okay? I won some Grammys for...
Say it with your chest now. Speak up.
Well, as a songwriter.
R&B Only. We're back with another episode of the R&B Only show. I'm your girl, Jovy E. And this time, today's guest is someone whose pen game is absolutely unreal. If you've been vibing to R&B lately, chances are she's had a hand in it. Please help me in welcoming BB. How you doing?
What's up? I'm doing good. I'm over here, R&BB.
Period.
Live with you.
Love that. Love that. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Miss BB, tell them where they might have heard your thing.
Goodness. Oh, I mean, I've done a lot of records. I've worked with a lot of great people. Some great people that you may have heard me work with. I don't know, Eric Bellinger, Naija, Summer Walker.
Yeah.
Most recently, I did a great record for a kid named Jadon with 310 Baby.
You
if y'all
just
love
had
that
him in
record.
here.
Yeah. Some really great legends like Lettucey and John Legend and Robert Glasper and Jennifer Hudson. And yeah, I'm just very grateful to have collaborated and worked with some great people. So,
girl for real. But then you've also stepped in front of the mic yourself and released music as BB.
Yes.
How does it feel to go from kind of doing the Money Long thing and going from the songwriting to stepping into your own and like in front of the mic? How has that transition been?
Oh man, shout out to Money Long too, because I'm very proud of her. Just watching a lot of my peers transition, and I feel like it's more of a graduation for us, you know, and an evolution as a creative, right? So for me, the experience has been that, just evolving, you know. I mean, we are music, we are art, you know, and so for me, it's been a little rough, I'd say, in terms of like, when you do something really well, people want more of it, right? If you make a pizza really well, they're like, I want this pizza. And you're like, no, but I make chicken now. They're like, no, we want your pizza. You know, so for like me as a writer, a lot of songwriters, they still want us to write music, you know, and I am still writing music, but now I'm just writing for myself.
How, like, being that you've worked with so many artists, how does writing for someone else compare to writing for you? Is there a difference?
Yeah. You have to kind of step into their shoes and like put yourself in their world. And I feel like for me, I do a really good job of like really immersing myself in that person's like world and what they got going on. And even just spending time with them sometimes outside of the studio, you know, to get to know like what's going on in their life, to be able to write what's true and authentic for them.
What are some of the things that you'd maybe ask, like let's say Jadon, who we just had in. Shout out Jadon, we let you kid.
Shout out Jadon.
What the hell? In that, like thinking of that session specifically, what would be some of the questions that you would ask him to like kind of get in his 70-year-old brain to pen out? I
mean, I feel like with an artist like Jadon, who is, you know, he's young and he's just starting out with like, you know, possibly like dating and, you know, he's in school. You want to put yourself in like, where were you when you were dating in high school? You know, where were you when like you had your first dates or your first boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever? And so, you know, even for myself, I stay on like TikTok and Twitch and, you know, I'm outside. I'm outside.
To the streets.
Ear to the streets, period. You know, just to be able to like, you know what's going on and like just really take myself back to that time. Not that I'm like, you know, like it's been a long time, but at the same, you know, with him, like it was more so you're singing about love, you know, but also it's young love. It's your first love. And what does that feel like? It feels young. It feels fresh. It feels, you know, it's light. Yeah, it's light. We keeping it light. We keeping
puppy
it
love.
light. Yeah, puppy love. We keeping it cool.
But it feel real. It feel real.
Yeah. Right? And so that's like kind of where my head was in that space.
What about an artist who's like older, more established, and is going for something that reflects that? Like, are there, I guess I'm wondering like what specific questions are you asking in that studio session to pull?
I feel like each question is a little bit different for the artist. I would say questions like, where are they in the space now? Are they, like for instance, if they're in a relationship or not? If they are, I know there's an artist that I was working with who was like, okay, me and my partner have been together for a long time. And, I want my music to reflect that. I want my music to reflect like that I've been in this relationship for a long time and that I'm like proud of how long we've lasted and things like that. There's certain like topics that they want to talk about, And so then you have to kind of put yourself in that position and be like, how can I say this? How can I create this with this artist in a way that is authentic to them, but also relatable to the masses? And that's where the special, the hits come in.
That sauce.
That sauce come in, yeah.
Okay, now thinking about writing for yourself, what does that studio session look like and sound like?
Chaos. Chaos and calamity, Jesus. Chaos and a mess, okay? I am an artist like everybody else. I'm sensitive about my shit.
Period. Word to Badu.
Right, word to Badu. I feel like for me in the studio now, writing for myself is much more honest. I'm just honest. Like I'm much more honest in where I am and even taking and pulling from myself. But I have now started to think for like even for my new album, which is called Palette Cleanse.
Okay.
Which is cleansing,
a little piece of ginger.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Cleanse the palate. I feel like when I'm writing for myself, it's more, what do I want to say to girls? What do I want to say to the young women? Like, what do I want them to take from the lessons that I've learned in my life with love, life, relationships, growth, and just everything that I've had to experience. And so that's what I've been putting into my music lately.
I love that.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
shout out Kelly. Are there any, I'm sure that you get this question all the time, but have you ever written something for another artist and then was like, damn, should have kept that in the tuck?
No.
Mm-mm. Okay.
And you know what's crazy? I've gotten that question. I get that question all the time. Like for real. I get that question all the time. People always ask me that. And like, and this is like I promise you, when I go into a studio session, I'm not, I'm in servitude. And I've said that I'm in servitude of that particular artist. And so I'm not thinking of myself.
Okay.
I'm thinking about them. So I never go in like, I wrote the most craziest record. I want to, It's like, nah, like I wrote this for them. This is,
a vessel.
Yeah, I'm a vessel to like to be used,
Eric Bellinger had a similar answer to that. Like he was like, I've never written something for somebody and been like, I should have kept that. Because everything that it was supposed to
yeah. That's how I feel. Like it totally was for them. I'm even like thinking and singing and with inflections and like everything that's coming down, just it's for them. And the other flip side of that is I can write another song.
The hits don't stop, baby.
The hits don't stop.
Baby,
R&B. R&B. We're gonna get some more records. Like we're gonna have more fun. We're gonna create more.
Period.
So I live in an abundant mentality. No lack mindset. So I have an abundance mindset. So I'm always like, oh, I can write another song.
Period.
Yeah.
The idea's gonna keep flowing. What's the weirdest or most random moment that sparked like a hit song?
Oh my gosh. My friend sat on my cat and killed my cat.
Wait. Rewind. Your friend what?
My friend like laid down on my cat and then my cat died. He crushed my cat.
And that sparked a hit song? Or wait, like what's the that's nuts. However, did a song come from that moment? I'm confusion.
What you mean?
The question was
no, I know.
What's the weirdest moment that sparked an idea for a hit song? And you telling me,
yeah.
Okay,
and then I had a studio session that day.
Right. So then, did you sing about the dead cat? Like,
no, I went to the studio right after that, and I wrote a song for an artist, and it ended up landing.
And the song had nothing to do with the dead cat moment.
My cat died.
Right. R.I.P. Kitty.
And I know R.I.P. His name was Reverend.
Aww.
I know, because he had like a little white patch right here, like a
Was
collar,
it a black
and he was all
cat?
black.
Oh.
He was so cute.
I got a cat too. I'm a cat mommy.
Really?
My baby's name is Whiskey Tango Fox.
Okay.
Clock that. That's my baby. He a little brown tabby cat.
Oh my gosh.
But if somebody sat on my cat and killed it, one, I'm not going to the studio because now you're dead and I'm. What are we talking about?
Not locked up. Locked up. Won't let you out. Not locked up.
I'm gonna need that little remote from Black Mirror. Different reality.
Listen, shout out to Black Mirror.
Okay, so you went to the studio.
Yeah, so then I went to the studio because I needed to go to the studio.
Right.
And like.
What song came
Should
from that day?
I even tell this? I don't know if I should tell this story.
I don't see. We in it now.
No, we're not in it.
We in it.
No, we're not in it. We're going to scratch
Cat
it. We're not
R.I.P. Reverend.
No,
and then you go to the studio and you did what?
No,
Come
we're not
on,
going to scratch it.
There.
No, we're going to do this one. We're going to part 2.
We already there. We already in it.
We're going to scratch it.
That's crazy.
No, I'm not even going to give you the song.
You going to do that to me?
I'm going to tell you off camera. I got you.
That's crazy.
I got you. I got you.
Crazy.
I got you. But there have been things that have happened. That was one of the things that happened.
Okay.
In terms of records.
Okay.
in terms of strange things that have happened that have led to successful placements in songs and different things like that. But yeah.
Okay.
That's probably the craziest thing though, for sure.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna tell you what song it is, but it did lead to me writing a record. I had a session with an artist that day, and I ended up writing a record that day, and it ended up getting placed on that artist album, major artist. Yeah.
What letter does
I'm
the artist start with? No.
I'm gonna say it again.
The mic picked it up. I ain't picking
Okay,
up. These ears did it, but the mic is hot. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right. Okay. We're going to put a little caption.
Yeah, we're gonna put a little caption on that.
Okay. Since you've been in the game for a while, how have you seen things shift in the industry?
Oh man. I feel like everything is accessible now. You know, in a great way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I look at the glass half full, like you can, reach out to your favorite artist. You can reach out to your favorite executive. You can reach out to incredible platforms like R&B Only, period. And, you can really, and most importantly, you can reach out to your fans, gain a lot of fans, gain a lot of traction. And I think that's incredible now. There's not as much gatekeeping as there used to be. I think we are also in a super collaborative time with everybody collaborating with each other. And I think that's important. And for me, I also think like it's just a time for us to try new things.
Yeah.
You can try as many things as you want to without being judged,
For sure.
You can wear many hats and be multi-hyphenate
that.
and it'd be okay, right? Because, imagine like back in the day if like, we had like Whitney and she was doing a cooking show and she was doing this and she was doing that and she was doing this. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have that back in the day, Now we're able to do more as artists, just kind of
Multifaceted.
Yeah, be super multifaceted. Yeah.
Now, okay. I don't know if I'm making this up. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Were you on Love and Hip Hop? Like, was that a thing? Or did I make that up?
That was my twin sister,
No, she over here telling stories.
Tiffany.
She over here telling stories.
I'm just kidding. No.
What
Yes.
was that stint of
Yes.
life like?
You know what? I do not regret loving hip hop.
Okay.
I don't. I think I had a great time. I really did. What was it? What you mean?
Like, what
What you
was
mean?
that? Like, I feel like, granted, I've never been in the, like, reality TV world. I don't know what that, like, production looks like. I don't know what the, like, behind the scenes of it all looks
Yeah.
like. So I'm wondering, what was your life looking like during the time that you, like, were filming and stuff?
So at that time on Love and Hip Hop, I was working at Warner Music Group. I was the youngest female African American female A&R at Warner Music Group at the time. I was working with a young viral sensation named Bad Baby.
Okay.
I was working on
Having a crazy, that way. Am I confusing her with somebody else? Never mind. Continue.
Yeah, and so, and I was also like A&R for various artists there as well on the label. And so I was essentially just, working on my projects, different things like that. And I got approached to do the show.
Okay.
And I think like, looking back on that time, I feel like it was supposed to happen the way that it did. It taught me a lot.
Okay.
It allowed for me to be as, I guess, transparent and free as I am now, because you kind of like got to wear everything. Like you got to put everything out there when you do reality TV,
Is it because like I've heard that like the producers be knowing and they like make people have certain conversations to like.
It's not scripted, but it is controlled.
Okay.
So it's like situations.
Okay.
Yeah. So they'll be like, so today you're going to go to R&B Only but what they don't.
While you're there,
your enemy's going to be there.
Period. And you don't know that they're there until you get there.
And then sometimes you don't, but sometimes you do. And they'll be like, she's going to be performing and you're going to be performing. And y'all going to happen to just run into each other in the hall. But they don't give us a script to say to each other in the hall. We just end up talking. Right.
And shit just go left.
It could. Right.
Could.
That's what I'm saying. So it's situations.
Okay.
It's situations. Yeah. Can't arise, So that's love and hip hop. But you know what? I think like, TV is the biggest medium, like the biggest like form of media that you can be on. I think that depending on how you transition from reality television or even prime time to the silver screen, or from music to feature films, or whatever the case may be, it's really up to you. And no one can control your narrative but you, And so I don't regret loving hip hop. I'm very grateful for it, but it also opened my eyes to how people perceive you like in the world, And so it allowed for me to be more mindful of like how I am walking and talking on this earth.
That makes sense. What do you feel like or I guess that is the takeaway, you're more mindful of? Okay.
R&B Only Live is a show that will take you on a journey of R&B music from past, present, and future. We bring together the best of the genre with our all-female DJs, talented hosts, and electrifying energy all night long. Get tickets to the tour now at rnbonly.com/calendar and vibe with a room full of R&B lovers.
R&B!
Your artist name is BB.
Yes.
How is BB different from Brittany B?
So Brittany B, I feel like I've branded Brittany B very well as a songwriter, vocal producer, executive, boss woman, boss babe. And it was embedded in people's minds, right? And so I had to rebrand and get people to see the creative side of me as an artist. And I wanted also just like even reflection in terms of in the songwriting credits versus like my own music. I wanted to make sure that my moniker stood out.
Okay.
And those are my initials, BB. Yeah, yes, So BB. So yeah, BB is me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got to talk ghetto feng shui.
Yes.
First of all, the title. Where did that come from?
Ghetto feng shui.
Yes.
Ghetto feng shui. You like it? It's like,
I do
it
like
it got a little something, right? It got a little
that splat.
A little split. Yeah, got a little
Ghetto feng shui.
Ghetto feng shui. Right. It's like a restaurant somewhere or something, like a little right. Right. Ghetto feng shui. So
where did this come from?
So ghetto feng shui is basically about like your environment affecting in the way that your environment and the way that everything around you is placed around you that affects who you are, right? Kind of like your feng shui that affects your aura, your energy, your balance, right? So the same thing with your furniture, like feng shui in your home. Right? You want to put your plants near the light. You want to put it near the window. You want to put your, bed against the wall this way. Those type of things, right? So I feel like my environment, when writing my first album, Ghetto Feng Shui, my environment, which was Compton, California, the way that everything was laid out for me, right? Where I went to school, who I hung with, my family, my parents, the lack of my father, all those different things made up kind of like who I am and what you get on Ghetto Feng Shui on that album.
I like that. I like that. And I love talking to people who are like born and raised in LA. I feel like being born and raised here is such a privilege, especially if you're a creative, but it's like hard to be born and raised here and not be a creative on some kind of medium, I feel like.
Yeah.
How do you feel like that played into who you are and like who you're becoming?
I mean, I'm Compton. I'm Compton all the way. You know what I mean? It is what it is. 310, baby. You know what I mean? 90220.
Okay.
90221. That's a zip code. Okay. But at the same time, like, I feel like a lot of people come here to pursue their dreams. You know, they come to Hollywood to pursue their dreams. And so I have a lot of friends who aren't from here. And I always feel like when being from here, I don't want to say we take it for granted sometimes. Like, you know, we take the beaches are right there. You know, I grew up with the beach. And then I have friends who come here, who visit, and they're like, can we go to the beach? And I'd be like, it's Venice or whatever, you know? But then I have to be like, oh my God, I have to be in a state of gratitude. Like, we have the beach. You know, we have things that people dream about or see about on television. And so growing up for me here, I'm just like grateful that I was born here.
Love
for real,
that.
for real. Yeah.
I'm from Miami, so my favorite thing when I like moved to DC, I'm like, I'm from where people vacation. Like, please, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, talk to me nice.
And you know what's crazy? I don't go to Miami that much. Like, I want to go.
I was so ready to leave Miami or leave Florida, period, when I left. You know that, like, because I didn't go to college far from home. I went to college at Florida Atlantic, so I was like an hour and some change away from the crib.
I went to school in Carson.
Okay. So
which is like, you can literally like
up the street, like
on the other side of Greenleaf Avenue.
You know, so
Carson,
like I wasn't born in Miami, but I moved to Miami when I was 3. So like being raised in Miami damn near my whole life, like, but also my mom's a teacher, so she always like prioritized traveling. I know that there's so much more than just this.
Yeah.
Y'all go to the same spots every weekend and like see the same people, listen to the same music. I'm ready to get gone.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to leave Miami. And like, I love Miami coming home, like being back home, but it's not really to do the Miami things that people do when they're on vacation there. Like, I want sancocho from my grandmother's crib. Like, go to the beach and come right back home. Like, I don't know what to do going out in Miami. Like, I don't know what that looks like. But
I'm still in my city though. That's the thing.
But like,
I really be in my city. I still go and I go. I still go and eat. And I'm still in Inglewood all the time. I'm still, you know, on the other side of the 10. Even though I live in like West Hollywood area, I still go back where my granny house at. You know, my mom still stays in Compton. You know, my brother still stays in Compton, and like I still go and be a part of my culture. I got, you know, like all that stuff. My uncles, my homies, like my big homies, all that kind of stuff, because it's important. Yeah, it keeps me grounded. Reality because check. I deal with so much Hollywood stuff. You know, this
shit different for real,
right? You know what I mean? So I'm still like homegrown.
I love that. No, yeah, I love going home when I do, but it's not really to like do the live on Monday. Like I'm at home. Oh yeah, y'all got live, huh? I never been. I want to go. I've been once, and it was like last year. Like, people ask me like what to do for fun in Miami. I'm like, I don't know. Like, go to the beach and go home. Like, I don't know. No, now DC real. Different. I was in DC 5 years. DC, I know where to go.
I like DC.
I love DC.
I like DC.
Outside from the winters, that's when I realized that I don't need all 4 seasons. I don't need all 4.
I need a season because out here we don't have no seasons. That's the only thing.
I love it.
Like when I go to New York and see my friends in New York, I be so excited to pull my trench coats out of the closet.
In fact, you couldn't pay me to go to New York between like November through March. I'm cool. I'm hella cool off that.
Bruh.
I'm hella cool.
I'm outside.
How many layers do you really need? To still be cold? No.
I need, listen.
The less clothes, the better. I love this trend of people holding, what are you going to be wearing this summer? And it's just floss.
Right.
Yeah.
No, for real. For real, because I might just...
Yeah.
I mean, I got 2 inches of hair. You might see 2 inches of a bikini. Like,
yeah.
Right.
Can't do that all year round. I need to do that all year round. And I feel like I can do that here to a certain extent. It get a little chilly.
You can.
Get a little chilly.
You can.
But the sun is out.
Yeah.
The sun is always out.
LA has the best weather. It really do. We got the best weather. We got the best, what they say, weed. We got the best
I thought you was going to say beaches because that is false.
We got the best tacos.
Okay. Tacos do eat. $2.
Right, you feel me? And you gotta make
eat.
you gotta make an LA taco too.
I'm not mad at it. I went to this event at Hooray. They had like an event on a Friday, and the taco man that they had
Taco man, listen, I grew up with the taco man, the
he's
corn man coming by my house.
Making he making them on site and doing best tacos I think I've had since I've been in LA.
Elote, all that.
I'm not crazy about elote, if I'm being honest. I'm not crazy about it. Maybe I haven't had it right just yet.
The ice cream
Now, you know
truck.
what I will say? Whoever decided to put tahini on a watermelon.
Oh yeah, tahini on the watermelon.
Come to the front.
We had the ice cream truck. They used to come by with the nacho cheese in the hot Cheeto bag.
Okay, Sonia
With the fork.
be crushing those.
Look, listen, I'm trying to tell
those.
you, LA, we have a culture that's like no other.
Honestly, it is.
We really do.
It's a beautiful culture out here. Was it a culture shock a little bit when I first moved out here? Yes, but it's more so the transplants that I came across, and I'm like, why are you whoa?
That's
why
how
are you
I
acting
feel.
Like that?
I feel like that. Like
Why
I
are
feel
you
like
acting
when
like that?
I am very much a part of my city, so it's very interesting when I meet other people that's not from here, and I'd be like.
But when you come across a real somebody who's born and raised in LA, good vibes.
Yeah.
It'd be the people who move here that's trying to get put on, and it's like, baby, just take a deep breath. Like, please chill.
Yeah, just be calm.
Literally.
Right.
Okay, we went.
It's all good.
We went.
It's all good.
Okay. See, my next question was going to be about growing up in Compton, but you already answered that.
Growing up in Compton, I mean, okay, so I'm the oldest.
Okay.
I have two baby brothers.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aries.
Okay. Shout out the fire sign.
Yeah, I'm a fire sign, period. April 3rd. And growing up in Compton.
Wait, happy belated. That's
you.
That was like yesterday.
Yeah. I'm still celebrating.
Period. As
Yeah,
you
I'm still
should all
celebrating.
month. True
All
fire
month,
sign
right.
shit.
So my brothers, I have two brothers. I grew up with my grandparents, my grandmothers and stuff. And yeah, I just I feel like Compton got its own thing going. You know what I mean? And it was farmland before. You know, my uncle had a farm there with horses and all that kind of stuff. So it was just very interesting, very different. But I feel like everything that I've been through has prepared me for where I am now.
That's beautiful. You also grew up in the church heavy.
A little bit,
Is that
yeah.
correct?
A little bit,
How would you say that early experience shows up in your music today?
Oh man. So my mom didn't go to church, but her mom, my grandmother, was a devout Baptist. And that's why, and I stayed with my grandparents. And so I had to go to church every day. Monday through Sunday, Jesus. Okay, every day. Okay, it was something to do
Bible
with God.
study,
Me and God was
we
together.
got
Okay,
BBS.
Yeah, we
got
Young Women's Auxiliary. I was what the Young Women's Auxiliary Board, Bible study. Listen,
Praise
it was
him.
everything, children's church, all of that, and so that definitely had an impact on, number one, my faith in this career, because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And then number two, just even singing. That's where I first started singing in church. You know, picked up a hymn book, learned all the songs in the hymn book.
Say that.
You know, yeah.
What do you feel like was your aha moment that made you realize that this was what you wanted to do?
Man, I got my first check. I got some money, you know, I got some money. That's what made me think. I was like, wait a minute.
Money for songwriting?
I saw this check. I said, wait a minute.
That's my name right there.
Oh, that's my name right. Oh, okay. I can pay my rent with this. I can pay my bills.
Was your first check for songwriting?
So I wrote I worked on a song with Theophilus London featuring Kanye West.
Okay.
Called Can't Stop. It's on the Vibes album. And I'm singing on the record, and I co-wrote the record with Theophilus.
Okay.
And I got paid for also like singing on the record, performing on the record and doing like background and stuff. So they, you could pay for that stuff too. And so I got a check for that. I got royalties. I got publishing. I got all these things going on. And I was like, oh, do you get all of this? All of these amenities? Like all of these things, because I have been, grinding and doing things for a long time. And I was like, wow. And so once that happened, I was like, okay, I think I could.
Yeah.
So I just got to keep doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What the hell, Leonte?
What the hell, BB? I was like, wait a minute.
I'm so embarrassed at how much that phrase pops into my brain.
What the hell?
Right. Because I already say what the heck so much.
It's very catchy.
I already say what the heck so much. Now I'm just like, you know what? Turn things up a notch. But I love that. Yeah. You've been grinding and doing it ever since.
Yeah.
Who are some artists that you feel like shaped you? Like somebody who you looked at and was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
Brandy.
Another
LA girl. Yeah, Brandy is, I love her. She's my idol. I love her so much. I've met her a few times. I've worked with her, had the opportunity to work with her, and meet her daughter as well. And just, I could sit here. How much time do y'all have? I could sit here all for the rest of the day and talk about how amazing she is.
I love that.
She's amazing.
I love that.
And seeing her when I was younger, as a little girl, someone who looked like me, who had braids like me, who sang like me, who, was acting and singing, and then she had Barbie dolls. Because I could cry right now. She had Barbie dolls. I had all the Barbies.
Did you have the sheets?
I was obsessed.
The Barbie sheets with the it was like the black Barbie, and it was like the sheet. Iconic.
She's an icon. She does not get celebrated enough.
Period.
She's amazing. Brandy, Lauryn Hill, Mary J. Blige. I think Mary J. Blige is incredible. She's phenomenal. She's consistent. She is a warrior. She is strong. She has an incredible story. And she has this tenacity about her that people just cannot take away. And I think, again, she does not get the flowers that she deserves either. She needs more. She's more. Ella Fitzgerald. I listened to a lot of jazz. I went through a jazz phase in my life.
I love that.
I went through this hardcore jazz. I was listening to a Tisket a Tasket. Just bumping it. Yeah, bippity bop doop dee like Dorothy Dandridge.
I love that.
No, seriously, I went through a whole jazz phase my freshman year in college. I don't know. I just went through this. And so I was listening to that heavy. And so Dorothy, the Ella Fitzgerald and all that, I listened to all of that. Curtis Mayfield, Marvin Gaye. I listen to a lot of Marvin Gaye. I listen to Marvin Gaye at least once a week, honestly.
You all need a little.
112, DC, Destiny's Children, Child. No, Destiny's Child. No, for real, Destiny's Child. Again, just seeing women who look like me. Seeing women who look like me on TV made me be like, I want to do this. And I can do this. And there's seeing Kelly. Look, Kelly Rowland. If you see this.
She looks so goddamn good.
You are amazing. She's an amazing woman.
What? Yeah, I love
Class
that.
act.
I love that.
Class act.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now you won a Grammy.
2, yes, I have.
What was that like? What were those moments like?
I won some Grammys for.
Say it with your chest now. Speak up.
Well, as a songwriter, I have had the incredible honor of winning 2 Grammys, contributing to some amazing projects as a writer. The first one was Robert Glasper's Black Radio 3. And the second one was Chris Brown's 1111 Deluxe. And yeah, I'm just very grateful.
You got on shy,
very grateful.
girl.
Very grateful. I don't like
girl.
Very grateful.
How did it shift your perspective on your career, if at all?
Well, both of those so interesting because shift my perspective. I feel like it just made me. I pray a lot. Random
Shout
times.
out grandma.
Yeah, I pray like I be talking to him like me and God just be talking. I be in the car like, hey, so God, like he in the passenger. Hey, so we on the way to R&B only. That's how I be talking to God. Like I really do. And so like, sometimes I ask him for signs, like signs that I am doing the right thing, that I am making the right decisions in my life, and the wins, the accolades, the awards, the those little things are just to me signs of God like patting me on my back and saying, "Job well done."
I love that.
You are doing a great job.
You're doing what you're supposed to be
doing. You're doing
doing.
what you're supposed to do.
You're on the right path.
You're on the right path. Just keep on. Yep.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like my signs of discernment look a little different, but I be asking about different things. So like when you ask God, is this person supposed to be in my life? You got to be ready for them.
I did that too.
You know what I'm saying?
I did that too.
Ooh.
You ever seen people get sucked out of an airplane? Like
not in real life,
not in real life, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how fast God snatched people out my life when I asked him to remove them.
And in
like,
such an obvious way. It's like you couldn't double back even if there's no question. Just
whoop.
Yeah.
Snatch
but I love
like that. My edges, just snatch. Just like it just snatch them. Like a snapping turtle.
No, literally.
No, for real.
But when it comes to career and having those signs, I feel like, yes, I recognize those signs that like, this is definitely what you're supposed to be doing. This is where you're supposed to be at this moment. Like having that recognition feels so empowering, and it feels like you can take a little breath, breathe easier.
And we want to feel, and we want to be recognized, and we want to feel like we're doing a good job, right? We are on this path of life, and like we're going on this life cycle, and we want to know like, are we living in our purpose,
right?
Or are we just in pursuit of our own desires, And so my prayer has always been like, let me be living in my purpose. Let me be doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and not what I want to be doing. You know what I mean? Because you can be doing what you want to do, and it can be cute. But if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, baby, it'd be so much better.
Honestly. I told you earlier that an artist that my favorite artist right now is Cleo Soul. And one of the songs that I've just been replaying
Talked about, yes.
Things Will Get Better. That line where she goes, if he answers your prayers, would you share his light? That, ooh.
Know that you are loved got me through. Know that you are loved, even if you don't love yourself. Listen, got me through. Cleo Soul got me through on that one.
That she's gospel, like gospel for real. She has gone, whether it's like relationship stuff or like just like transitional phases of life, like So love her down, but also big G.O.D. You do your thing. You do your thing.
Remember the guy on YouTube like, I love you, Jesus.
Keep God in your life.
Keep God in your life.
Okay.
I'm screaming.
Anywho, what is next for you?
Oh my God, so much more music. I can't even let you get the sing. I'm getting it out. More music. Listen, I have so much music to give y'all. So much music.
We're sad.
Get ready.
Okay. When's it coming though?
Music. ASAP.
Like tomorrow?
Maybe. No, I was kidding. No, what's next for me? What is next for me? I am developing a TV show right now. Working on a little show.
Okay.
I
need extras, call me.
Yeah, I got you. Period.
Yeah.
Got you. I am working on more music with other artists. Lettucey's album is actually dropping later this month. And I worked on some records on there.
Okay.
So shout out to Led. I have a couple records coming out in the summer that are fun that I'm featured on. I think one is with Peking Duck and Rico Nasty.
Okay.
It's fire. It's gonna be a cute little summer
Okay.
thing going on.
Love it.
And then, but for myself, I am dropping my album. My album is called Palette Cleanse.
Cleanse.
Yes. Period. And the first single is called Thank You.
I love that. Love that. Okay, so we got a show coming.
Yes.
We got some features coming.
Yes.
And we got Palette Cleanse.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Fifi.
Yes, period. Yes.
Love that. Be sure to grab your tickets to R&B Only Live by going to rnbonly.com / or / one of them slashes calendar. Okay. Be outside. Get your tickets. This
R&BB. I'm coming
okay,
too.
R&BB and
I'm coming too. Look.
this was yet another episode of the R&B Only Show. I am your girl Jovy E, of course.
BB.
Get into it, and we'll see you next time.
R&B only.